Hey y'all, back again, working on the DC-3 tail wheel, and so the kit parts are these two vacuum formed halves of the tail wheel fairing or housing, I guess, and this wheel, which is, pretty skinny profile. Especially when paired with the mains. So I thought this might make a better representation of our DC-3 tail wheel, and it's just what do you call aftermarket, or I don't know, RC, part of the RC market is series of wheels and tires and so forth. I don't recall the brand on it. It might be Dubro, DUBRO, tail wheel, from their vast offering and availability. Linus! Anyway, so what I did was I modified the kit part, cut the ends of it off here, and used solder to make a horseshoe shape that would fit into the upper half of this, and then flattened the lower ends and drilled out a small diameter hole using the pin vise through these flattened out tangs on this new horseshoe shaped bit of cold solder. Lined up the holes and then drilled it through, and then ran this straight pin through, and just used adhesive on the open end of it, on this end. Anyway, it gives us a nicer representation, thicker, kind of beefier tail wheel. And what I wanted to do now is just figure out how I was going to install it. My thought was take this length of piano wire, run it in here. I've filled this, by the way, with 2 pieces of 3/32 sheet ball, so you might be able to see that through the plastic there, the opacity of the plastic. You can see that there's a wood core in there now, balsa wood core. So I thought what I'd do is run it in through the top here, just drill a hole in, send this in pre-bent at about a 45-degree angle with about this much wire, about that much wire at the top. We'll just cut it off somewhere out here, and then run that portion of it up into the fuselage right here at this former, so it has something to be glued against inside there. And then I was going to make 2 additional short posts of this material, of this smaller diameter piano wire, and just drill 2 holes parallel to each other here somewhere in the top, and run those short pieces up for added stability into the bottom of the airplane. I thought I might just go ahead and wrap both of those lengths with solder to make them look more like the springs that are attached at that point for the suspension of this part, such that it would look as if it were spring-loaded and had some, you know what I mean, shock absorber characteristic to it, but would just be simulated using cold solder of small diameter. I don't know, something like this diameter, which is a 0.02 inches. So once I cut these 2 short lengths, I'll wrap them with this solder to give them the appearance of being springs, and we'll go from there. Alright, so that's the next phase. I had some feedback on a previous video where I was, I think, gluing the wing panels together, and someone commented the video should be retitled, resting my hands on the wing while talking about nothing or whatever. And that's fine. I appreciate all the feedback, and the viewer isn't wrong. When I doing this content stuff, which I'm, even after 3 years of making these videos, I'm still not, I'm still learning, kind of, or trying to figure out, how the video should look. And, the production value is low. I joke about it. I say, there's not much to these. And I thought, heading into it, that it would be more building and less talking. But what I found was, when I'm making the videos and they're unscripted and and I don't really plan stuff. I'm mostly winging it. I don't care if you. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but you know, when I'm doing this, I'm pretty much winging it. I'm pretty much winging it. So here is the wing as it sits. I pulled the landing lights, you know, through in here. I've taped them underneath to the bottom of the wing. That's just to keep them out of the way. I can't shove them into the wing to keep them out of the way, because then I'd never get them back. So I have to do it this way, and so what I'm doing is alternately taping them either to the bottom while I finish and sand on the top, or taping them to the top while I fill and sand on the bottom. So it's kind of a constant back and forth with those, which is, you know, I mean, it's not ideal, but it works, and keeps them out of the way, and keeps them from accidentally yanking on that wire and maybe making a separation, one of the connections, which is the last thing I want to do. I'm hoping that these lights will work as well when I'm finished as they do now. They do work now. Do you want me to show you how they work? I can show you how they work. So these two wires are going to go to the beacon, the red flashing light under, which will just be mounted. I'll just drill a hole straight through here, run the light down here, put a beacon cap on it, and we'll call that good. Hopefully I've got enough battery life left in the camera here to show you this. So this would be, that kind of came off. Let's try it with a different one. This is black, and this is black, and this is red. Yeah, I better use this one. Here, this one's red. All right, so we'll attach red to red, and black to black, and hopefully when I flip the switch, 3, there we go. Hopefully I can show you that the wingtip and landing lights are working on it. I might have to wind them up. Let's see. Not sure what's happening. There they go. Right. Oops. So there's the green. I don't know if you can see the landing light under there. Should be illuminated. Red light at the other end. Again, I can't. I'm kind of restricted here by these wires, but the running lights work. The nav lights and landing lights are coming on with that switch, as will the flashing red beacon, and hopefully the small red dome light that I put in the cockpit. Hopefully that'll also work. Okay, come on now. And you see, another reason why I run into trouble with, you know, these videos in here is it's such a small space, and usually these models are fairly large, and you know, wheeling them in front of the camera and all that stuff is what it is. At any rate, I want to just say that, you know, I recognize and I acknowledge that, you know, my videos could be, you know, could be a lot better, could be more helpful. If there's information that, you know, you feel like you're missing in these videos, something else I could be doing, or if, you know, if I need to show specifically something that wasn't shown on a video, you know, let me know that, and let me then see what I can do to fix it, to then at least show you what I've done, or demonstrate better, you know, what I need to demonstrate. I'm trying to get, you know, I'm trying to make it better as we go, but with other demands on my time and the you know, the fact that this is just something I like to do, I'm not really overly focused on being the best I can be at documenting it. That's the afterthought, as it were. And it may always be that, and you know, my videos may never get better. It's not because I don't want them to, or that I'm not trying to. It's just I don't have enough time to dedicate, you know, to the production side, if you will, of the videos. Not this production, but the the videography and the editing and all that stuff that I don't do. I don't have time to commit to, you know, getting better at all that stuff. So, you know, this is what it is. But like I said, if you feel like there's something I could show that I'm not showing as far as the build goes, let me know, and I'll try and do special short video on maybe a process or a step. So working with this plastic, super glue is all you need to do to put them together. And then when you have seams like you do with the plastic, you just sand on them, trim them with the, cut them off, slice them with the X-Acto, get everything smooth as you want to, just by the amount of work you put into it. And then when I'm done, when I get a seam kind of where I want it, I just paint it with this cement, with the liquid plastic cement, the stuff on it with a brush. And when you paint over this stuff, it's like a magic eraser for a lot of multitude of sins, and it just kind of softens the plastic, and you get a nice clean look to it. And I just paint it fairly liberally with this plastic cement, once I have things kind of close to how I want them, and then it makes a nice paintable surface once it cures. It's just it's a way to smooth these parts out when you join them together, these vacuum form plastic parts. Neat trick. Just get the seam kind of where you want it, and then paint the whole part with that plastic cement and let it dry without, hopefully without picking up anything off the ground, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to cut some wire, bend up some pieces and parts out of the piano wire to make to attach the tail wheel to the tail wheel gear well, such as it is, this little swell right here, and we'll go from there. Now I'm just gonna drill it out for the supports. I'm not actually gonna glue the tail wheel in until I have everything sanded and prepped for paint and all that again. So all the gear will go in at the same time at the very end of the build. I should have everything completely together, and then just be able to plug in the 3 landing gear parts. Something like that at that point. So nothing will be glued to the airplane just yet as far as landing gear goes. Okay, thanks for viewing. Have a great day. Appreciate you.